Hi everyone, we're here talking about how to maintain alignment when there are negative events in the world that you do not want to see. So thank you so much for the person who wrote in this question. I'm going to read it. It says, "Hello, in these tumultuous times, what can we do to help the world as much as we can? There are many who suffer, many who want to inflict suffering, and some close to us who are very worried about the state of affairs in the U.S. Energetically, how would we go about in navigating these times, hoping for a peaceful life for ourselves and others? Thanks." Thank you again for to the writer. And if you want to submit more questions, go to consciouscreativelife.com. So what I hear in that question is a little bit of confusion to the writer. One is in understanding that you are in charge of your energy and you are in charge of what you create. And the other is in this deep desire to help other people, which is beautiful to have that desire, but also somewhat problematic in our world in the way that society understands how you go about helping other people. So the first thing I want to address is just the other people thing and how to help others and seeing other people suffer. First of all, we are here on this earth to learn how to be creators, meaning we came here to learn that our energy is immensely powerful to ourselves and to other people. And that not only do we create what happens around us, but we have a very powerful influence on other people if they choose to be influenced by us. So that's why we're here. And there are billions and billions of people in this world. And no matter what era you're born into, or what country or where you live, there are going to be people that are suffering and people that want to harm other people somewhere in the world. And as people that care deeply, you are going to have to come to terms with the fact that you're not going to help all these billions of people live a happy life every day. Now, when I put it that way, it sounds kind of ridiculous that that would be your goal, but sometimes we do think that that is our goal, to come here and do that. The reason that that's not a great goal is because those other people came here to learn how to be creators themselves, and they are on a journey of learning that their energy affects what's going on around them. And if you did have the power to swoop in and make everybody's lives happy 24/7, what you would do is take all that learning away from them. And they would no longer be on the path of learning how to be a creator, but they would just be a passive recipient of what you were doing to them. And that's not why any human came to Earth. So understanding that can sort of put it in a different perspective for you. Now, having said that, I'm not saying that you shouldn't care about people and compassion and love isn't a good thing. It's a wonderful thing because of this. The energy that you put out there for other people can be picked up by them if they want that. But it's their choice. And I'll give you a great example of that. I went to pickleball a week ago, and I was around a woman that just sort of blew me over energetically. She was happy, she was aligned, she was having the best time playing. There was just this beautiful, pure joyful energy radiating off of her. And I played a few games with her, and then she left, and we didn't talk about anything other than a little bit about pickleball. But I was heavily influenced by her, and I went away knowing that I wanted to be a better, stronger, more joyful, influential person because of that short interaction with her. So there's two things I want you to take away from that. One of them is she didn't try to help me. She definitely didn't come to that pickleball evening to help me be a better person. She just showed up. She was herself. I felt her energy, and she left. And there was no intent to come in and swoop me up and help me in any way. And the second thing I want you to take away from that is that there were many other people around her, I'm sure, that didn't come away from being around her with that impression or the desire to be a better person. That was my choice to allow myself to be influenced by her energy. So helping other people is number one about being in as much alignment as you can be and letting other people feel that from you. That's really how you help people most of all, because they will look at your life and look at who you are, and even if you don't have any words whatsoever with them, and they will feel something from you if you are demonstrating that in the world, and they will want to be influenced by that or learn from that in whatever area that you want to help them. Now, you can teach through words. You can help people learn to create in any aspect of their life. But it will only be effective if that is their desire and they're coming there to do that. So you cannot force anyone away from their suffering. But you are heavily influential. And if you want to see more compassion and more understanding in the world, then number one, of course, means becoming as much of that as you possibly can be. And creating that in your heart first. Then creating that in your house. Then creating that in your street, your neighborhood. And the more you focus on that idea, the more powerful you will become in that area, and the bigger your influence will be for people that choose to let themselves be influenced by it. But when you're heavily aligned with Source, that influence can be very great. So really, it's focusing on that idea of compassion in yourself, creating it in yourself, seeing it in other people. That's how you become powerful in helping others. But it is not about going to others and saying, hey, I see that you have a problem and I want to change your life for you. That's a very different thing. So that's number one. The second part of this is you seeing larger world events going on and reacting to them yourself. And it's sort of the same as seeing other people suffer, only on a larger scale. And often it can make you feel more powerless, because when you see things happening on a larger energetic scale in the world, it can give you the impression that you are powerless over what is going on, and therefore powerless to create in your own life. And that's the number one thing that you have to change around. You have to allow for the fact that things are going to happen in the world, no matter what era you're living in, that you're not going to like. And the reality is you don't have control over it. You don't have control over anything really that's going on in the world other than your own energy and the way your energy influences your actions. And then your actions can't influence other people, but that's an influence, it's not a control. So the only way to keep your alignment when there are things happening in the world that you don't like is to focus on what it is that you do want to create, and focus on what it is that's going on well in the world, and feel appreciation for that. And the more you do that, the more you will see more and more of that in your world and in your life. But that's how you help people the most, is you become the strongest, most joyful, aligned creator that you can be. And you focus most of all on the things that you love in the world and that you love about people, and the qualities and the attributes that you want to have in your life and see in other people. Now, no matter what is going on, and I know it can be easy to say, well, I can't do that because this big thing is going on. That's you sort of giving away your power to something external. So it's easy to say that, but what you have to focus on is, you know what, no matter what is happening, there are so many good things in the world to appreciate. So look around and create by seeing these things and putting your energy towards them and growing them yourself. I look outside the window and I see all these beautiful trees working in harmony with each other and growing together, and I know that they're dropping their leaves and providing homes for the animals below, the insects below, and the insects are working in harmony with other animals. There is a huge amount of harmony that is happening in our world every day, despite what humans are doing. Focus on that to feed yourself. I look around and there's a lot of harmony even in the people area. The roads are working well. People's cars, for the most part, are working well. We have great transport systems. There's all kinds of systems to help people out doing this and that. Focus on what you want to see grow in the world, and then it will grow around you. And you do have to give up the idea that you can control what other people are doing, because you can't. You're here to create your own lives and your own neighborhoods and help other people if you can, but forcing help on someone else is not possible. Creating your life as joyfully as you can is possible. So that's all. If you have any more questions, you can join the group Conscious Creators on Facebook, and we talk about all kind of law of attractions discussions there. Thanks all for being here.